Hey, this is the C&D channel. I'm Chris, and this is MMA for you. And I'm going to do my predictions for Bellator 33 on October 21st. It's going to feature the super fight between Roger Huerta and Eddie Alvarez. But before we get into this, please visit our sponsor GoBusiness123.com, and please visit the C&D channel. Hopefully we'll get new content up every day, where that's the ultimate plan, is to get stuff every day, and we definitely need your guys' help to do that. And also, you can also help us by subscribing to this channel. If you have any questions or anything, just leave any comments on the bottom, or go to the C&D channel at gmail.com. And so yeah, let's get to this. The first fight of the night's gonna be Davidas Teresavicius versus Wilson Hayes. Teresavicius is coming off a loss to LC Davis in the WEC. He got cut after that. Before that, he beat Mackin Sevenzer. He used a lot of his wrestling to win his fights. And Wilson Hayes is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who is good from both the top and the bottom. One thing I like about Wilson Hayes is I learned a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a practitioner myself. I remember one time he was in half guard on the bottom, and he got a I think it was a single butterfly guard, and elevated the guy and escaped through the back door. One thing is, if you do get that single butterfly on a person and you don't escape through the back door, the thing is you can actually lift the guy and carry him to side mount, or side control, or something to that nature. Actually, you can actually butterfly him to a better position if you don't know what you're doing. With Wilson Hayes, though, he knows what he's doing as a black belt, and he's really good on the bottom. The other thing is, he's really good at guard passing too, and he cares more about passing guard than he does about ground and pound. When say he starts in full guard on top, he'll push the guy's legs down, pass the half guard, still staying heavy, still staying top heavy. He'll pass to side mount, still having that same amount of top heaviness, and from there he'll pass the mount and then work his offense. Or that's an example of, I forgot what fight he actually did that, but then I learned that too. It's like, oh wow, if you stay top heavy and just remains top heavy, you're pretty much the top side of your body really doesn't change position. It's just like the legs do. So it's really cool. And it's because of this that I think Wilson Hayes is going to beat Davidas Teresavicius. I think Teresavicius can get Hayes down, but I think Hayes is going to be able to sweep or get up from the bottom. It's tough to say who's going to win in the stand-up, but definitely on the ground, I just think that Hayes has a couple more tools to be able to either submit or sweep, whereas Davidas, he does like takedown, ground and pound. You know what I mean? That's essentially what I see. Clinch against the cage, initiate the takedown, ground and pound. It's something to that nature. It's very and it's not a bad fighter. I make it sound like, oh, he's some really bad one-dimensional fighter. That's not the case. That's how I've seen a lot of Teresavicius' fights. You know, with Hayes, when you're a black belt of that level, you just have a lot of stuff you can do. You can get back to your feet. You can sweep from the bottom. You can submit. If you're on top, you know how to submit too. You know, it's there's just a lot of stuff you can do in the world that they both want to be, pretty much. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Wilson Hayes to win this fight. The next fight after that is prospect Rick Hahn versus Lavon Maynard. I gotta go with Hahn here. He does fight in Sityodtong under Mark Delagrati. Really good camp. 8-0 prospect. He's coming off a head kick / like pounding of Shoney Carter. Shoney is not like the best guy or anything, but he beat Shoney. He beat Shoney Carter. So. And I always liked Shoney. I mean, since Tough 4, since the spinning back fist on Metsura. Lavon Maynard, he has a 10-6 record. It's nothing to write home about, really. It's just Hahn just definitely has the higher prospect status. I'm basing this more on record than anything else. But, a guy who's like 8-0 versus a guy who's 10-6, You know, yeah, 16 fights versus 8 fights, obviously, but, you know, I always got to go with the prospect here, you know. Especially, you know, in Bellator, the prospects are just so good, you know, at times. Next fight after that is for the welterweight title. It's Lyman Good versus Ben Askren. Lyman Good is a 10-0 prospect. He hasn't fought in a really long time, though, and that's going to hinder him. Ben Askren is just coming off a win over Dan Hornbuckle. Obviously, Askren is going to use his superior wrestling to try and take this fight to the ground. And he makes it no secret that that's what he's going to do. I don't know if Good can... I don't think many people in the welterweight division can stop Ben Askren's takedowns at this time. The only thing I noticed with Askren is that he doesn't really... I don't think he does the best job of setting up his takedowns a lot of times. Especially against Dan Hornbuckle. I was like, Hornbuckle, you know, like, he's kind of telegraphing his shot sometimes. Throw some knees. I mean, like, there were some times when I was just like, I think he could have caught him with the knees. It wasn't like some super fast, super shot, you know, that, like, was so fast you can't throw a knee or anything, you know. It was just... I kind of felt that Hornbuckle was just really content being on his back. And he has won a lot of fights on his back. You know, some advice for Good, though. I mean, just a lot of MMA fighters don't fight wrestlers correctly, in my opinion. I mean, one thing is, it's like, throw straights, you know. Try not to throw short hooks on a guy and allow that little amount of space for a guy to shoot in, you know. At least make it hard for a guy to shoot in by throwing straight punches, you know. Threaten with knees, you know. Another thing a lot of the guys can do too, especially for a striker, is that, you know, maybe wrestling's not your strong suit, but fake the shot. You know, make the wrestler think about more than just like, oh, this guy's gonna strike at me. Cool. I just have to wait for my opportunity to take him down. Now it's like, at least if you threaten with the takedown, it's like, oh shoot, I have to worry about getting taken down myself now. You know what I mean? Even if you're not, you know, trying to fully initiate and fully complete this a takedown, at least if you fake the shot, you know, it's just one, you know, you always want to give the guy more things to think about. The other thing you got to do too is, you know, when you fight a wrestler, is use lateral movement. I hate it when fighters don't use lateral movement against a guy whose sole purpose is to take them out. Don't go straight forward and back. You know, move side to side. It's going to make it harder for them to catch you. If you're rushing in, throwing punches, the guy's just going to duck the punch, and he's going to take you down, you know, and it's clinch, takedown, get you off balance, you know, maybe push you against a cage and take you down. That's the thing. Don't go straight at a wrestler, you know. I don't know why some fighters insist on doing this too, you know. You can throw kicks at wrestlers too, because you definitely want to take out their lead leg to make the shot a lot harder. But the other thing is, don't throw lazy leg kicks that fighters or wrestlers are looking to catch to take you down. You know, do something like Charles Oliveira was doing, or Jose Aldo was doing. 1-2, which is a straight left, straight right, or straight jab, straight cross, and then outside leg kick. If you make them think top, you know, they're blocking the top, all of a sudden the leg comes. Oh shoot, you know, well, he was hitting me up top, you know. You know, I mean, in theory, pretty much, this is what happens, you know. You throw a 1-2, they block with their, you know, they block or whatever, and the outside leg kick comes kind of out of nowhere in a way, in theory, obviously. So that's the thing. It's like, if I'm Lyman Good, work on things that would really hinder the wrestler. A lot of guys don't do that. And I hope Lyman Good is doing that. I mean, Ben Askren is more likely than not has every intention to try and take Lyman Good down and ride out. I think it's going to be 5 rounds. So, and ride out 5 rounds. Try and get to submission on the bottom. You know, on the ground. So yeah, and finally, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Ben Askren actually to win that one nonetheless. And finally, Eddie Alvarez is gonna fight Roger Huerta. It is not for the lightweight title. It is a 3-round super fight. I gotta go with Eddie Alvarez. I am a big fan of Roger Huerta, El Matador. He's always pushing forward. He did just lose to Pat Curran. He's really reckless. His stand-up's good. His chin's great. His cardio is really good. He's always going to keep it the pressure, and I think Alvarez is probably going to do the same. I think Alvarez definitely has the advantage in the wrestling. Wouldn't be surprised to see Alvarez take down Huerta, seeing that he did take down Neer, and he might work his game from there. Huerta is not someone I can see getting finished. As good as Alvarez is, I can't really see Alvarez finishing Huerta, and I think Huerta's going to be in some bad positions, but I don't think he's going to get finished. So I'd be really surprised if he does, actually. I can see him getting tagged. I can't see him getting, knocked out. I can see him Huerta get his back taken, but I can't see him get choked. You know what I mean? But I definitely see Alvarez initiating that, in that, he could take Huerta's back. I definitely expect Alvarez to be in top control. I think Alvarez will probably win the stand-up exchanges. That's probably, I would think that's where the fight gets the most dangerous for Alvarez. But nonetheless, I think he's still really good at stand-up. So I think it's going to be a great fight too, by the way. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, got to go through with Eddie Alvarez to win that fight. So yeah, that's it for Bellator 30 predictions. Please leave any comments on the bottom, or go to the C&D channel at gmail.com, and please subscribe to this channel, and please go to our website, the C&D channel website, and visit our sponsor, gobusiness123.com. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye.